This is a real practical use of the 3D printer in the wood shop. Time for a 3D print update. It's going well. I'm learning how easy it is when I get out of the way. I played around with multicolor support materials and more complex models in the sense of changing filaments and things like that versus single color or double color using the separate heating elements. It really makes a big difference on waste and time. The printer itself sets it up for the most efficient way. And I've been forcing my own thoughts into there. As it turns out, the printer knows better than I do. So I'm learning to let it do its job. I use Gemini as my manual to everything. I don't look up manuals for software or cameras or anything anymore. I just go straight to Gemini, tell it what I have. I do screenshots if I've got a problem, drop it in and say, what does this mean? And it's a dialogue back and forth. This print here, which is a woodworking tool, I started this morning and it's close to being done, but it was set up in the model for a different material and it actually had a different printer. I didn't notice that stuff, but I had errors. I grabbed Gemini, did some screenshots. As it turned out, it was right there on the screen in the setup. Boxes I'd click on showed me right where to fix things. And there was only two things. I wanted to use a different material than came with that model. And when I downloaded and opened it, there's a selection of various printers. I didn't pay attention to that. I had to just select my printer, it was in the model, so it wasn't hard. It was just select the right one, and then change the material. I went to PETG, and because this is a tool in the wood shop, I was concerned. I asked Gemini, this is what they want. I have this and this. And it said, oh, the PETG is great, it's structural. This is exactly perfect for you in the wood shop. It's kind of nice because I've used it so much. It knows what I'm doing on YouTube and in the wood shop. And so when I come over to 3D printing, it understands everything that's going on. Hi, I'm Paulk, and this is the Smart Wood Shop. The Smart Wood Shop is a highly efficient, organized, designed over decades, rolling toolbox that I can take to the job and have a no compromise wood shop when I get there. But if you've dropped in because of the 3D printing, that's brand new to us, and it's going to be a lot of fun to learn how to integrate that into the Smart Wood Shop. If you'd like to get detailed plans to build a Smart Wood Shop for yourself, or the Smart Bench, which is, as you notice, mobile, it can be pushed around on the job site or in the wood shop like this. But once I get it to where I want it and I need it stable, it's just a lift, let go, and now it doesn't move. Same thing for the Smart Station. This is the tool bench that has router tables, table saw, sander, other bench tools that'll fit in because it's modular, as well as the miter saw. And just like the Smart Bench, the Smart Station is mobile when I need it to be, and a lift, drop, and it's locked in solid. But what's really cool is all of this collapses down into a cube on wheels, this wheel's right over there, and rolls right into the aisle of the Smart Wood Shop. And when I get to the job, I have a complete, no compromise wood shop with me to do the job. If you'd like to get yourself a detailed set of plans to build yourself one of these benches, any of the accessories that go with the system, or the Smart Wood Shop itself, there is a link in the description of this video down below, as well as a QR code. You can go there, purchase plans or package of plans, and download them right now, instantaneous, 365, 24/7. These are my prints so far, and I chose these because I was trying to learn something specific. Bambu was the easy one. That was the one that they recommended. I clicked print. It printed really fast, single color. Nice detail. Then I went to these little turtles because I wanted to do a multicolor print. They have support in them, and it's not support material, it's just the green filament. It's pretty well stuck on these turtles. These 5 here, I've taken the time to remove it using a razor knife, 10 minutes a turtle to get this to look like this. Though this is fine, I would consider that a failure because I did not use the support PLA. Next, I printed this hummingbird. Doesn't look like much, but this one was a big challenge. When I got this thing out, it was kind of buried in this all the support material. A lot of waste from this. At least 4 colors, even though I had the 2 heads, still it had to clear material, reload the color we wanted. Snoopy, this is the model. When I downloaded it, the idea was to learn about scaling and cloning. This model, this is the size it comes in and prints if I don't change anything. I scaled it down to this. Then I used clone, which was really easy. Then it had an auto arrange and it arranged them perfectly on the plate. That was real handy. I learned a lot with that. These are a bust. I can't clean the support off. And I did use the support PLA. I don't think I assigned them properly. I got in the way. I should have let it do it on its own. I did print this guy. He had a lot of support and it came right off. So maybe I am doing it pretty good because I did this one after those. The other thing I learned in printing these, as I understand it from reading the comments, when you're doing a color change with a single nozzle, it has to kind of set up and it prints that color on this and whatever layer and it matches up with this. This showed me that that's how much waste I'm going to get on that because I'm doing 2 colors in a single nozzle. There's 3 colors here. I did use 2 nozzles, but one of them had to switch from color to color. This toolbox for the 3D printer came with the little kit of tools. It called them a toolbox, but it was nothing more than this plastic tray. This was a pretty easy print. It was actually 3 different plates. I was playing around with learning how to change colors. Printed the lid first and it printed in orange. I didn't know why because I was pretty sure I told it white. When I printed the bottom, I decided, well, it was orange, so I'm going to stick with orange. Thought I set it up for orange and it printed white. Taught me about printing a model in multiple parts. That might be something that I look into when I start my own designs. I'll talk more about these in a separate video because these are Dave Stanton's dog locks. You've seen me use these for a few years now, and there's no other tool on the market that'll even compete with these. And Dave makes them available just ready to use, the ones I've had, or you can purchase the model from Dave and then print them yourself. I have another tool going in the printer now. Let's take a look at that. This is a push stick for the table saw, printing orange. So I've learned how to choose the right color with the help of Gemini. It was really easy. Right-clicking on the model, going to the bottom, choosing the filament, picking your color, and each piece you can go and do that. So it was that simple, but I made it hard. The good thing about struggling through the way I do and actually just doing it, I learned things and they stick. If you've been thinking of adding 3D printing to your tool set and you've been following along and thinking, man, that looks pretty complicated, believe me, it isn't. I'm making it harder than it needs to be. It's just the way I learn to dive in and do things with my own hands, even when I step back and let the tool take over the way it should have from the beginning. This way I know from the inside out how things work. And there's a lot more to learn, but to actually print, download a model, send it to the print plate is probably one of the easiest things I've ever seen. Thanks for dropping in. See you on the next one. Mahalo.